Hi guys, so today we are going to talk about very basic etiquettes of clean coding, yet huge foundational mistake that I have seen so many developers doing in their code base, which not only affects themselves in the future but their team member as well. Let's dive into our VS Code editor and see an example code base. So here I have a Next.js application, but it really doesn't matter which kind of application you have because we are going to talk about some general principles. So here I have a home page where I am fetching the user information and then I'm showing that information into the meta title and description, and then again in the page I am fetching the user information again, then I'm doing some date formatting stuff here, and then I'm adding all of these information and combining them and showing them into the UI. Beside that, I also have a to-dos page as well. So here what I'm doing is I'm again fetching the user information, and then I'm adding that information into the meta title and description. Then I'm again in the page I'm fetching the user information. Beside that, I'm also fetching the to-dos response as well, and I'm again doing some date formatting stuff, and then I'm combining all of the information and showing into the UI. So now I want you guys to take a look into this code base and take a moment and let me know in the comments what's wrong in this code base. Meanwhile, I will get this application up and running. Okay guys, the application is up and running, and you can see that user this data fetched on this date. Let's go to our to-dos page as well. So here you can see that we have 200 to-dos fetched by this user on this date. So now let's get back to our VS Code editor. Okay, so overall the problem here is the scattered libraries, API calls, constants, config, and reusable code. So let's say tomorrow I want you to change this Axios to fetch. What will you do? You will have to go into the entire code base and change here and there into the entire code base, right? Or maybe tomorrow I will ask you to add the URL of the staging, or maybe the dev, or maybe production. What you will do? You will have to go into the entire code base again and again into multiple files and then change this endpoint, right? Or maybe I will ask you tomorrow that this no longer is the endpoint to get the user information. Maybe there is something else. I want to change it. What you will do? You will have to go into the entire code base and then you will have to like change everywhere, right? Or maybe let's say here in the date formatting, tomorrow I will ask you, maybe we want to use moment or we want to use JJS. What you will do? You will have to go into the entire application and then change here and there in multiple files to reflect the changes, right? So now you might understand that this is really a maintenance nightmare. So now let's understand the solution. So what is the solution? The solution is to centralize, modularize, and consolidating. So let's go into another branch and let's see what changes or improvements we have done here. So if we go here, you can see that we have different folders here. So let's start from this config folder. So here in this config folder, what I am doing is I am gathering all of the information from the environment variables and whatever other configs I have, hard-coded constants and everything else. I'm adding those kind of information here. So in future, let's say then I have to change the environment variable name or maybe some other configuration, I can simply come to this file and change here. Now let's go into our libs. So libs folder is basically the folder where we will be centralizing all our libraries initialization. Why? Because we will no longer have to go into each file and initialize the library again and again and then maintain that one. So right now I have just Axios lib, but it can be any lib. So let's focus on this 𝗥𝗲𝗃 for now. So what we are doing is we are centralizing our 𝗥𝗲 into onto a central place, and here what we are doing is we are using a config variable from the environment variable, which is not only centralizing our API based endpoint and but also creating a flexibility for us to add multiple domains through the environment variable. So you can use multiple environments, for example staging, development or production. So after that I have a APIs folder here. In APIs folder, what I am doing is I am creating multiple files here for multiple entities. For example, I have users API. So here what I am doing is I am consolidating all of the user related APIs here. So what's happening is there, let's say tomorrow I have to change anything in this get user logic. I will not have to go into the entire code base and change everywhere, but I will come simply here and simply change here in this function. Same is the case for the to-dos as well. So we have the to-dos API consolidated into this particular file. So beside the APIs, we also have utils, where you can centralize your application wide generalized code or helpers. So right now I have date util. So what it is doing is it is simply formatting us the date. So let's say tomorrow I want to change from this to moment or maybe day.js. I can simply import moment or day.js here and simply do the formatting stuff here, and it will automatically reflect changes into the whole application. Okay, so let's move into our pages and see what impact this modularization have created into our pages and overall code. So if we go here into our app page and into home page, you can see that we have this home page coming here, and here you can see that we are getting the user information from here, from the get user function, and then we are adding that information into the material and description, and then in the page I am getting the user response again. I am formatting the date stuff and then combining all of the information here and then showing into the UI. So you can see that this looks way cleaner and better than before. Let's go into our to-dos page as well. So here what I am doing is I am getting the user information again and then adding that information into the material and description. And here we have consolidated our parallel APIs into promise.all for better performance. And then we have the date stuff here. And then we are combining the information here and then showing into the UI. So you can see that this overall have a better impact in our application. So yeah, that's pretty much is. And I hope you guys get to learn something from this. And please share this video with other people as well so they get to learn as well. Thank you. Bye.